In the fragile hush before first light, you stand at the doorway of another crowded day and feel the hurry tightening around your heart. Yet the sky, pale with promise, extends an invitation to sacred stillness, urging you to release every clenched plan into hands far gentler than your own. Heaven leans close, ready to embrace you with peace deeper than sleep and realign your pulse to its quiet rhythm. The Almighty, your unshakable refuge, waits to steady and align your thoughts, to fill the empty spaces with calm, and to renew your purpose for the paths ahead. Psalm 460 and 10. Be still and know that I am God, whispers across the dawn, bidding you to loosen your grip and trust the one who commands every sunrise. Which burden will you lay down? What desire will you entrust to his care? Now, as your heart grows still, we step into the silence where heaven holds you. The hush before daylight is not an absence, but a presence, a breath suspended between night's last sigh and morning's first hymn. You listen, and in that listening discover how much noise you have carried inside, deadlines clanging like restless bells, memories jostling for attention, opinions echoing in corridors of worry. Yet the moment you notice the robin's distant warble and the wind combing through cedar branches, heaven starts emptying the cluttered rooms of your mind. Nothing is demanded, everything is offered. Quiet settles over you like soft linen, and every hurried heartbeat begins to slow. You allow your shoulders to loosen, sensing how relentless striving has knotted them into small fists of muscle. With one deep breath, you picture the eternal crafting this very dawn, painting amber on the horizon, scattering silver mist over still ponds, commanding each blade of grass to sparkle with dew. That Creator now speaks into your spirit. Peace be. His voice is not loud, it is light. Like sunlight slipping through curtains, you realize true authority rarely shouts, it sings. Isaiah 30:5, in returning and rest you shall be saved. In quietness and trust shall be your strength. The promise turns silence into shelter and calm into courage. As minutes glide by, your inner landscape changes. Thoughts that once stampeded now graze quietly at the edges of awareness. Concerns about meetings, finances, or fractured relationships become small birds perched on distant wires, present but no longer screeching. You notice how your breathing mirrors the rhythm of leaves swaying. Inhale mercy, exhale anxiety. Each exhale feels like releasing a stone from your pockets. Each inhale feels like receiving wind in your sails. Slowly, gratitude surfaces, not loud applause, but a gentle nod of the soul. Thankfulness for breath, for the unseen orchestra of bodily miracles, for the steady heartbeat that has never missed a measure since birth. Gratitude shapes stillness into a sanctuary where you can meet the Holy One without formalities. Here you do not perform, you simply are. And being is enough. The Almighty delights in this uncluttered yes of your presence. In the gentle quiet, you sense a subtle dissolving of boundaries. The divide between sacred and ordinary, between prayer and life, between breathing and blessing. You understand that stillness is not escapism. It is alignment with reality as God sees it. A reality where striving cannot earn love and haste cannot hasten grace. Anchored in this awareness, you prepare to move forward differently, carrying interior quiet into exterior motion, letting every step echo the calm you now cradle. Stillness has opened the door, Now you step inside the spacious room of surrender, where anxious cargo begins to loosen its grip. Picture your hands, calloused by endless grasping, slowly uncurling as dawn slips rose gold over distant rooftops. Every finger remembers a responsibility. Unfinished projects, strained conversations, hidden guilt, secret ambitions. One by one you lay them on an invisible altar, hearing them settle like pebbles on soft earth. Nothing shatters, nothing is lost. Instead, a hush settles, as though heaven itself nods in approval each time you unclasp another worry. You notice how your body mirrors the letting go. Shoulders slide away from ears, jaw softens, heart rate steadies. Release is not abandonment, it is trust. Trust that the one who spins galaxies can surely carry deadlines and disappointments. You picture God's palms, vast enough to cradle seas, yet gentle enough to hold a sparrow, now receiving everything you relinquish. The air grows lighter, as though burdens possess weight you never measured until now. A morning breeze brushes your cheek, confirming that surrender is active, not passive, an intentional handoff from finite strength to infinite care. I 1 Peter 5:7, cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you. This is no casual suggestion. It is a command steeped in tenderness, inviting you to exchange heaviness for hope. With each exhale, you name a specific load: family tension. Breathe out, financial concern. Breathe out, fear of failure. Breathe out. The Holy Spirit, that quiet advocate, gathers every spoken and unspoken sigh like dew in a crystal vial. You are not discarding these concerns into emptiness. You are relocating them to a throne encircled by mercy. Even memories that cling like burrs, the argument from yesterday, the mistake from years ago, find release in this sacred transaction. Your pulse, once a restless drum, shifts into the steady cadence of a lullaby. Now imagine a river shimmering beneath the newborn sun. You stand on its bank, watching currents carry fallen leaves downstream. Each leaf bears the name of a burden you surrendered moments ago, spinning softly, never resisting the flow. Water glints with promise, whispering that what you release may drift out of sight, but never out of sovereign hands. You sense the Father guiding those currents toward resolutions you cannot yet foresee: reconciliation, provision, guidance. Trust swells like morning bird song, reminding you that surrender is seed time. Harvest will come in forms you had no courage to imagine. Finally, you bless your own openness. You bless the courageous relinquishing that creates room for divine filling. You speak gratitude for muscles now unclenched, for thoughts no longer sprinting, for spirit poised to receive fresh instruction. A gentle resolve arises throughout this day. Whenever tension crouches at the door, you will remember this river, these open palms, this covenant of care. You leave the altar lighter, ready to walk through the hours ahead unencumbered, confident that every burden now rests where it always belonged. Warmth reaches you before the sun itself, a quiet radiance settling over your shoulders like a shawl woven from first light. The atmosphere seems to thicken with kindness, every gilded beam spelling welcome across the morning air. You sense invisible arms drawing you close, not restraining, but steadying, inviting you to rest where striving cannot follow. Even the breeze responds, circling in soft eddies as though ushering you deeper into this sanctuary of love. Memory stirs. The childhood instinct to run toward comfort when thunder boomed outside bedroom windows. That same instinct awakens now. Except the refuge is not a familiar hallway, but the vast, holy heart of God. You lean inward, discovering that embrace is not merely a feeling. It is a truth more durable than schedules or seasons. Here, labels and comparisons slough away like bark from a river-worn branch. You belong, not because of polished achievements, but because the Creator delights in holding what He formed. Deuteronomy 33:2-7. The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. The verse unfolds like a map, pointing to shelter that outlasts storms and spans lifetimes. Bruises you carried in silence, criticisms, betrayals, self-inflicted regrets, meet a tenderness stronger than pity. Love does not dismiss wounds, it dignifies them, pressing healing salve into places too raw to mention aloud. You feel walls within begin to soften, bricks loosened by mercy. Tears may gather, not merely from sorrow, but from relief at being fully seen. The Almighty listens without interruption, His nearness dissolving the myth that you must heal alone. In this holding, you recognize a steady whisper. You are chosen for closeness, not distance. The words land like petals yet anchor like roots. You realize identity is not a riddle to solve, but a gift to receive. Beloved, treasured, carried. Such assurance reframes your outlook. Tasks become opportunities to extend the same welcome you enjoy now. Conversations become chances to echo gentleness. Decisions unfold from confidence rather than scarcity. Let your breathing follow the rhythm of wings overhead. Hawks tracing thermals, effortlessly upheld. Each inhale gathers certainty that nothing today can dislodge you from divine arms. Each exhale releases lingering fear of rejection. Even if criticism rises at noon or expectations loom at twilight, you will remember this blanket of dawn, fragrant with heaven's pledge. Holding fast to that memory, you carry calm like hidden fire, ready to kindle hope wherever chill winds blow. As the embrace lingers, purpose wakens. Yet unlike the frantic pinch of earlier ambitions, it feels like a hand resting lightly on your back, guiding rather than pushing. Soon you will move again, but you will move as one sustained, not hurried. Leaning into that gentle pressure, you step toward the next grace, your heart's alignment with heaven's quiet pulse. You stand within the hush of heaven's embrace, and something inside begins to swivel toward true north, much like a compass steadying after restless spins. All through life you have calibrated yourself against external signals, metrics, applause, urgent demands. Yet each proved fickle, shifting the moment you caught up. Now in this dawn-fed quiet, you sense a deeper rhythm pulsing beneath surface clamor, a metronome set by eternity. It invites you to synchronize every motive, decision, and desire with its steady beat. Picture a sunflower at first light, petals still folded yet already tilting toward a glow it trusts will rise. You mirror that tilt, turning thoughts toward the Father's wisdom. You recall how, at times, conflicting voices jostled for dominance. Ambition, insecurity, comparison, forming a discordant symphony that left you drained. In this sanctuary, the Spirit conducts a gentler score, asking you to lay each motive on His tuning table. He plucks the strings of your will, listens for resonance, adjusts tension where ego has tightened, relaxes strands pulled thin by people pleasing. A Proverbs 3:5-6, Trust in the Lord with all your heart. He will make your path straight. Scripture becomes a tuning fork, ringing pure, inviting every hidden intention to harmonize with divine direction. You feel subtle corrections, a plan nudged from self, promotion toward service. A dream stripped of resentment and clothed in humility, a fear recast as courage through reliance. Alignment is not achieved by rigid force. It unfolds through yielded listening. You learn the art of pausing before answering an email, breathing before voicing an opinion, praying before plotting strategy. Each pause creates margin for spirit, wind to shift your sails, ensuring you travel by grace rather than sheer effort. Notice how your body cooperates. Pulse finds an even cadence, shoulders square yet relaxed, eyes lift from screens to sunrise. Inner chatter quiets until a single phrase surfaces. Your will, not mine. The words taste surprisingly sweet, freeing you from the tyranny of endless alternatives. Rather than shrinking your identity, surrender enlarges it, releasing you from the burden of proving worth. You recognize that alignment does not erase uniqueness. It polishes it, allowing your gifts to reflect their maker without distortion. Imagine your heart as a river confluence. Smaller streams of passion, talent, and opportunity merge into one clear current moving toward purposeful seas. Where turbulence once churned at each junction, peace now blankets the surface. Decisions waiting later today. A proposal, a budget choice. A difficult conversation already benefit from this clarity. You will approach them not as separate battles, but as expressions of a single allegiance to goodness and truth. Before you step onward, seal this harmony with gratitude. Thank God for recalibrating ambitions, for exposing motives gently rather than with shame, for offering continuous course corrections whenever currents drift. Resolve to revisit this tuning throughout the day, a silent prayer in an elevator. A glance skyward while waiting at a crosswalk, a whispered, "Guide me," before pressing send. Thus your pulse will keep time with heavens, turning common moments into acts of worship. Fresh alignment has cleared interior space, and into that cleared space flows a gentle influx of wisdom, courage and joy, quiet as dew yet potent as sunrise. You sense resources arriving not in torrents, but in measured rhythms, like spring water seeping through rock, certain and pure. Each breath becomes a chalice, each moment a fresh pouring. You no longer beg for strength, you receive it the way a field receives rain, open, grateful, unhurried. The very air tastes of possibility. Picture a lamp freshly trimmed and waiting for oil. Your spirit is that vessel, and heaven supplies without ration. Insight drips into thoughts that once felt brittle. Patience seeps into places usually rushed. Creativity settles like pollen upon daily tasks. Even your posture shifts. Back straighter, gaze softer. Evidence that invisible reserves have entered tangible life. This quiet filling is neither dramatic nor fragile. It persists beneath noise, sustaining you long after dawn has peeled back its rosy veil. Isaiah 4:1. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. Renewal here is not a fleeting boost, but a steady infusion, carrying you from first light to final dusk. You test this new reservoir by recalling today's anticipated challenges, a cluttered agenda, a tense phone call, an unmet need in someone you love. Instead of bracing, you feel buoyant, as though inner waters lift each concerned toward a broader horizon. The spirit whispers strategies fashioned in peace. Respond first with curiosity. Prioritize presence over performance. Leave room for laughter to disarm tension. Ideas arrive already wrapped in calm, evidence that divine supply always travels with practical counsel. Notice how gratitude matures during filling. It moves from simple thanks to active stewardship. You ask, how can this strength bless others? And the answer forms like morning fog over a meadow. Share steady words, lend undramatic help, embody patience that invites others to breathe. The provision you receive is meant to spill quietly, irrigating dry hearts around you. Generosity becomes effortless because you no longer pour from scarcity. You pour from a well that springs with every act of trust. Let imagination frame this truth. You walk through your day carrying an unseen picture, its contents replenished with each act of kindness. The more you pour, the lighter it feels, evidence of an economy upside, down to earthly logic. In this divine arithmetic, release equals increase, and giving multiplies supply. You marvel that what began as personal renewal has become communal nourishment. Seal the moment with intentional stillness. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold the gift for 4. Exhale for 4. Allowing new strength to permeate bone and thought alike. Whisper a pledge to return here often, not only at dawn but between meetings, before decisions, after surprises. Quiet filling is not confined to a single hour. It is a current always accessible beneath surface commotion. Carry that awareness like a secret melody, letting its cadence guide steps toward the final grace. A day walked with purpose, blessing every path you tread. The horizon now gleams with full light, and you feel energy rise, not frantic, but focused, like a river released from winter ice. The shelter of dawn has formed a map within you. Every corridor of stillness, surrender, embrace, alignment. And filling converges into motion. Purpose is no longer a distant summit. It is the next act of faithfulness, the next conversation colored by kindness, the next ordinary task performed with extraordinary attentiveness. Feet meet floorboards, pavement, classroom tiles, office carpets, each surface becoming holy ground as intention kisses action. You picture your day as a series of gates, each opening to distinct landscapes, a commute, a meeting, a quick errand, a shared meal. With each threshold you whisper, guide my pace, remembering that productivity without compassion loses fragrance. You carry the quiet melody learned at dawn. It sets tempo for emails, budgets, and brief hellos in crowded corridors. Even setbacks, traffic jams, last-minute changes, unexpected critiques cannot steal rhythm because your pulse beats to an older song of trust. Say Psalm 37:73, the steps of the righteous are ordered by the Lord, and He delights in their way. Ordered does not mean scripted. It means supported, steadied, celebrated as you walk. Notice how your senses sharpen when aim is clear, colors brighten, voices carry nuance. Small mercies emerge. A stranger's smile, a colleague's joke, the scent of coffee drifting like incense. Gratitude surges into generosity. You offer calm where tension flares, patience where hurry snarls, gentle truth where confusion fogs. These simple deeds ripple outward like stones skipped on a glassy lake, unseen circles of blessing widening beyond sight. Midday may test resolve. Deadlines tighten, opinions clash, fatigue hovers. When you feel interior waters churning, Pause long enough to remember dawn's river. Hands opening, shoulders loosening, strength refilling. Breathe the name of Jesus like a compass word. Let it reorient. One steady breath can reroute irritation into empathy, impatience into curiosity, anxiety into prayerful expectancy. You marvel at how heaven's early embrace now travels as invisible armor, light but impenetrable. As afternoon leans toward evening, you measure success differently, not by tasks ticked, but by faithfulness shown. Did patience hold? Did kindness speak? Did integrity stand when shortcuts beckoned? You bless both victories and lessons, knowing the Spirit turns even missteps into wisdom. Purposeful walking is not flawless, it is responsive, ever returning to center. Like a sail adjusting to shifting winds while trusting the captain's course. Dusk will come, drawing curtains of amber over rooftops. Then you will return to stillness, laying down the day just as you picked it up, in trust. But for now, the sun sits high, and you walk on, feet light, heart steady, ready to sprinkle hope along worn sidewalks. Each step is a partnership, heaven's hand upon your shoulder, whispering, "Keep moving, I am with you." As light spills across your path, pause and notice how calm learned in silence now guides every gesture. Welcome each encounter as a chance to echo the dawn's gentleness, each challenge as an invitation to trust deeper, each ordinary duty as worship in motion. Carry gratitude like hidden incense, releasing quiet fragrance wherever worry lingers. Remember, you walk watched, resourced and delighted in. No step is trivial when ordered by love. Let this assurance settle in your breathing, anchoring you to purpose beyond performance. Receive the day, release the weight, and rise.